Hi guys, my name is Kiera, but here on this channel I go by Hobo Kiki. And today we're in my baby, my pride and joy, the Hobonichi cousin. Look how chunky she's getting. I can no longer close her with a pin here. I can close her if I take out the pin, but with the pin there, she's not gonna close. And it just is what it is. Today we're actually going to do a flip through for the month of July. I know I'm late. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm trying to get my life together though. So let's just go ahead and start with the weekly section. I will say, if you're new here, hi, how are you? I do plan using a theme each month, and for the month of July, the theme was like beach, ocean kind of vibe, that kind of deal, under the sea kind of deal. So that is what each week will reflect. And I also use the same stickers that I use in the weekly section in my daily section. So you will see, hopefully if I can get my act together, you will see. Did I not pull July? Oh no, I pulled June. No wonder. There. So you'll see that this is the week that July starts, and I have also used the exact same stickers for that week. I just like how it looks aesthetically. 2, it helps me use all my stickers. 3, it lets me know exactly where I am in my daily section, just based off the stickers alone. So yeah, now that we have gotten the pleasantries out the way, let's go ahead and take a look. This was such a cute kit. I am drawing a blank as to whose stickers I used. I want to say Saucy Sticker Co. I'm pretty sure it was Saucy Sticker Co. Or it could have been Starlight Paper Studio. I often get those two confused. I don't know why. But I'm thinking it was Saucy Stickers Co. If not, I do have a video on how I make all these spreads. So feel free to rewind it back and find the video where I made this spread. That will have all the details in that video. But anyways, yeah, we're doing like a beachy theme here. I used some hollow. I thought it was appropriate because this was for the 4th of July, and I did go on a like little mini staycation, and I am in love with this cluster here. It's so cute. I love like the little dash line for the minivan going all over the place. And I don't know, hollow foil just does something to me, you guys. I don't think I used enough here, but hollow foil just does something to me. It's so pretty. This week I did kind of like use the Hobonichi in a way that it was intended, kind of. Like I had my work schedule here, and then I blocked off times where I had meetings. So, and it was blocked off for that certain time frame. So I did kind of use the Hobonichi cousin the way that it's intended to be used at the top section. But down here we have like a health tracker section. We have my goal progress. We have some to-dos as well. And then we see that I did a very terrible job posting on Instagram that week. But can you blame me? I was on vacation. And also, I never really post on Instagram. But that is something that we're working on fixing as well. This was such a fun spread. I love the girly vibe. It's giving Malibu Barbie at the beach, and I'm here for it. And then we go in the complete opposite direction. We went from Malibu Barbie to like, I don't know, Raven from Teen Titans at the beach. But also here for that vibe too. Respect the dichotomy. Anyways, we have, what is this, July 7th through the 13th. And using another gorgeous kit. I'm sorry, I'm also drawing a blank as to where, I think this one's from the Pretty Pink Co. Yeah, I think so. But again, all these videos and spreads, I have videos for, or videos and spreads. All these weekly sections and daily sections set up, I do have videos for. But I do love, I guess I was like in a foil mood this month, which I typically am not. But I'm loving how the foil came out. This little section over here, gorgeous. And then you have the little seagulls flying in the night sky. This was gorgeous. I'm sorry. Kind of ate this month, I'm not gonna lie. But what we did here, we did not follow like the thing or how the Hobonichi is intended to be used. I did like to-dos every week. Sorry for the car if you hear it, but we're just gonna keep going. I did like a to-do section every week, and then I had boxes every week, every day, and then I had boxes for the notes that I had for like appointments. I know these boxes are kind of dark, you can't see them on video, but in person I can see what was written on them, so that's fine by me. And then I have these drawn boxes for the exercises that I did, and then I have my step tracker as well. And then I also marked my Happy Mail that I was planning to get that week. So that's how this came out. I think it is also very cute. Again, in complete opposite direction of the previous week, but it's so fun. Honestly, this is my favorite corner right here. It's just mwah, chef's kiss. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I was doing my thing. I think I had a little bit more time this month, so I gotta dedicate more time, because again, oh my gosh, I think this was the month of my favorite spreads. I'm not going to lie. So this is when I tried something different. I made like a scenic border around the like middle portion of the Hobonichi, and oh my gosh, this was so beautiful. I had to do it again in another future spread that I'm sure the video is already up, but this is so cute. I have to do this again, but make sure that it is a scene, because I'm just gonna show you guys. So I did it again here, and it's still cute, don't get me wrong, I love it, but it's not a scene, so it's not giving me story. Like, this is giving me story for some reason, and I'm just here for it. I love the little beach bungalows here. We have the cute little turtle and a wave splashing up. This is just, oh my gosh, this is my favorite spread, probably for the whole year of 2025. We'll see if I can outdo myself, but very cute. What did we do here? We did step trackers. Also, I just want to say, if you're new here, hi, how are you? Again, I very rarely use the Hobonichi Cousins weekly section the same way every week. Usually something changes, like I mix it up a little bit. Maybe it's a dashboard spread, maybe I'm using it how it intended to be used, but I always switch it up. So it's always gonna look slightly different. Hopefully that doesn't annoy you. For me, it's what keeps me inside a planner. I just like to keep it a little fresh. So yeah, that's why I'm also explaining what how I planned this week. So you kind of get like, because everything's changed, like how this is completely different from this. As you can see, this was more of a schedule tracker. This was more of a to-do list every day. And now like everything's changed again. So that's why I'm going into detail as to what I did or how I planned. So hopefully you get it. But yeah, for this one, I did my step counter every day. It looks like I forgot to write down Sunday's steps, but it is what it is. And then I wrote, it looks like I tried to write down what I wanted to post on Instagram. I posted some meetings, not much. I guess what I was doing was this top section here was just like my events, things that are specific for that day, such as meetings, appointments, even like my exercising and my goals for Instagram. So yeah, that was anything specific towards a certain day. Then of course we have my mood tracker. We have my to-do list, which is just anything that can be done any day. I just had an affirmation, so I posted that here. We have my goal track out. Grow what? What? Oh, words can be hard sometimes. We have my goal tracker, and then we have a workout tracker here at the bottom too. So again, this thing is just beautiful. This is what I aspire each spread to be. I don't know if I could ever recreate something this magnificent again. You know, even though I tried to do something similar, it did not itch that spot because it wasn't a scenic, you know, spread. So we'll try again another day. And then I believe this is my last spread that follows the theme of like ocean for the month of July. Everything is kind of everywhere here. This was a Casthetic Plans sticker book, and that sticker book is gorgeous. The only thing that was missing was sharks, to be honest. But anyways, we did something a little bit different. We did our steps and our what we ate for that day in a box. So we did that every day. Then we did, what is this? I guess this looks like exercising. Yeah, so these squares were my plan to exercise. As you can see, I didn't do that well. And then we have boxes that had like appointments, reminders, that kind of thing. Here we had some space here, so I just put a to-do list, and we had another space here, so another to-do list, and we had space here, so I did another to-do list. And honestly, I didn't check a lot of these things off that I know I got finished, but I don't care enough to go back and check it because I know I got it done. I know for sure I definitely watched my anime, okay? So I know there were things that I got done that I just forgot to check off. And sometimes that happens with Sunday because on Sunday, I'm now focusing on a newer week. So sometimes I tend to neglect Sunday. You'll often see like I always don't fill out my trackers either for Sunday because I'm already focused on the next week when I'm on Sunday. So sometimes I forget to go back in and check things off, but I know I've done them. And I know I've done them because they were written in my planner, which helped me to do them. I am going to give you a sneak peek of the next month just because there are a few days on July that follow or fall on this week. So that is just a little sneak peek of the next flip through video. But let's go ahead and jump into our daily section now. Here we are. So July, every month, you know, the Hobonichi has like this monthly title page, and what I have been using it for this year is like just like the big things that I notice are trending on my social media platforms. Not necessarily by me, not necessarily by my friends. It's just things that is going on either mostly in America because that's obviously where I live, or just like things that are just happening all over the world that everyone is like paying attention to. And this month was a little bit funny. So of course it was the 4th of July, so I drew some fireworks, some little like doodly fireworks and some stars. Then we had the Coldplay Cheaters. I'm sure you already know about them. Labubu was a huge thing. It still is a huge thing. I don't think it's going away. I don't think it has to go away. I don't know why we're acting like, you know, dolls and those kind of things is like a new epidemic because it's not. Beanie Babies you can still find on those little stores. I'm forgetting, like eBay for like thousands of dollars. I think it's just human nature, y'all. I really do. I think we want what we want, and I just don't know why we're pretending like each generation didn't have their own thing that sold out crazy like that, because it definitely is a thing for each generation. It just changes like exactly what. We have the what is this, South Park, because of the episode that they made about Trump. That was a big thing. So that's all I really wanted to draw or felt like drawing. I'm laughing at his head shape because that is not a good head shape, but it's funny. I don't really care. Moving into the daily section, obviously we're using the same decoration that we did use for that week. Love the pink and like turquoise combo. So beautiful. And we're finishing it up because of how I like to skip pages, cut pages, rearrange dates. I did have to put 2 days on one page, and I don't care. Like that's normal for me. To just make the Hobonichi how I need it to be. So 2 days on one page, and then we had an extra spot, so I did a habit tracker. I documented about all the rain, and then I also wrote about the book that I had read that month. So yeah, fun times. Moving on, I do have a video for this as well. It's just a separate spread, talking about when we went to the Arizona boardwalk. Good times, so much fun. Kids loved it, I loved it, would go again. Would go specifically for the, what is this place called? This one right here. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time thinking today, you guys. I bet you can tell that I'm kind of tired too. I went to bed late. But what was I trying to say? What is this thing called? Come on. Come on, words. You can do it. You can do it. An escape room. There we go. We'll do it again for the escape room alone, but definitely had lots of fun. Moving on to the next week. Yeah. Nothing really much to say. I bought some crystals and it came with a tarot, so I just wrote down like what the tarot meant. And, you know, if you believe in this stuff, that's cool. If you don't believe in that stuff, that's also cool. I am in the same boat of kind of just like, you know, it just is what it is. It's just interesting to me. Like that kind of stuff is interesting to me. Almost everything is interesting to me, to be honest. It's just amazing. Like, I don't know how you can live on Earth and be bored. Like, you're not looking at the right things there, because there's just so much, like, opinions and storytelling. And even if you're just looking at, like, wildlife, like, I love watching documentaries about wildlife, especially, like, aquatic animals. Like, y'all... I don't know why we always get stickers for orcas, and they're the bullies of the sea. But I'm just mad because I still don't have any shark stickers. But yeah, there's just so much interest in living, and that's also something that I had to tell myself too. It's just like there is a lot going on, and it's interesting. Maybe open yourself to different perspectives, because you don't have to believe what someone else believes to just hear them out. I feel like people like forget that. Like, you can completely believe in the opposite of what someone else believes and still hear them out, and still like say, wow, like that's interesting. Like, that is something you could do. You can live in the gray. You can have a nuanced thought process. But I don't know, like a lot of times what I tend to run into, if I say I don't like something or something of that nature, then that person kind of like gets offended. And it's like, I'm not I'm not saying I don't like you. I'm just saying I don't have the same thought process. But I still think like your thoughts are cool, they're interesting. So, I mean, unless you're talking about like killing people, then, you know, that's where you kind of lost me, bro. But, you know, everything else is just interesting. People's thought processes, their stories, like, I don't know. I just find it interesting. I do. Another page, I was still working my 75 soft, so I was documenting that. This is cute to me. I just like the lanterns hanging off the clouds. And this is cute how I use the wave, the golden wave here. So yeah. Sorry, I try not to blab too much. This, I just wrote about The Broken Bayou, which is another book that I had read. As you can see, your girl was getting her books in. I try to. I'm trying to get better at that. But yeah, I like to use like all of the space, and yeah, I've just been having a real good time with my Hobonichi, like really good. And I promise you, because some people have DM'd me saying like they don't think like their life is that interesting to where they can write a page every day, but I promise you, if you wanted to, you can, and your life is indeed that interesting. You just have to find the things that you want to talk about. And, you know, sometimes it just does take a little bit of thinking. Just like this was like a whole section just based off of a book that I read. And, you know, this was about me hanging out with my kids. Typical mom stuff, but things that I want to remember. You kind of just have to be grateful for everything. If you're grateful for everything, you will always have something to write about. Even if you're not grateful for everything, because I don't want to spread like toxic positivity either, that's something you can write about. If you're upset about something, that's definitely something you can write about. That's where I definitely recommend you write the most. You got to get that ish out of your system, bro. So that's what I would recommend. Moving on. Again, I love when you can see that we're moving on from like one week to another just based off of stickers alone. You can tell that this moodiness was 1 week, and now we're moving into a more softer color palette. So it's another week, and I don't need this here, but I just like having it there. I can tell we're on a different week based off stickers alone. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. I made another scene here. I love this cloud washi. It's actually a combination of two, if I remember correctly when putting this together. Yes, it is two different washies. They're both cloud washies, but I love how they look together. And so, yeah. Again, just playing with the layout of my Hobonichi. I basically use it how I want to. I've been playing with scenes for this week, so this was cute. The surfboard is doing the most, but it was fun. And then I did add some character stickers. It was meant for me to doodle on this day, but I could not be bothered to doodle because obviously I'm sick. So, well, I was sick. No longer sick. We do not claim her. But yeah, so I couldn't be bothered to doodle, so I used some doodled stickers. All right. Moving on to another page, we got another scene. Oh, I used Anika's Creative Closet. If I did not mention that prior, I do apologize. Anika's Creative Closet, I love her stickers. She makes huge stickers, which I'm not opposed to because on weeks that I am sick, okay, but I still want some decoration, but I don't really feel like writing, I can definitely slap down a huge sticker. It takes up so much room, but if you look at it, it still looks like I wrote a lot. So it's not really a bad thing. So I'm happy with it. I really am. Okay, moving into the last week. The last week I had to get on 2 pages, I think. Yeah, for the next week I had to get it on 2 pages. Well, no, I didn't. I don't know what I'm saying. I need to go back to bed is what I'm really saying. But basically, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I made like a Dutch door situation. So this is how it was supposed to be. This is how I was supposed to flip it. But because this side is so thick compared to this side, the door was already here. But this is how it's supposed to look. And it's so cute. And yeah, let's go over what I did. So every day I still wrote in this. As you can see, that's Monday. This is Tuesday. I did not really feel like writing on Tuesday, so I put a big quote. It's something else you could do to take up space, bro. It's like, or if you don't know what to write, you have quotes, you have lyrics, you have book passages, things you heard from movies, maybe something that somebody said to you, cliches even. You will always have something to write, I promise you. But for this one, I wrote, what is already understood does not need to be said, and yes, that's all you need to that's all you need to know. But yeah, it was based off of something that happened. But that was Monday, that was Tuesday. I wrote the lows and the highs of the week. I also wrote some habit trackers here for 75 Soft because I believe I was still doing it. Yes, I was, which is why I put the habit trackers here. Here is Wednesday, here is Thursday. We're moving in to Friday and Saturday, so I did split it like this. I love how it looks. Still got a lot of words out, but I did cut and distort this page. I did. And it still makes me happy. I was still able to journal effectively. And some days, like, I'm not gonna lie, there are days where I don't feel like writing. So these kind of days where I hack up my Hobonichi cousin are the perfect days to do that. But I know that I always have something to write. And then we have Sunday on this side. We did do journaling prompt here. So I wrote some notes here. And then again, I read another book. As you can see, your girl was on it, okay? I need to get back to this Kiera. She was living her best life. Going on vacation, reading books, like, okay, girl, I see you. But right now I'm in work mode, trying to make sure I got everything else in order, which is also a part of life. So I read The Sky Full of Elephants, decent books. And then, then for these few days, we're moving into a different theme because we're moving into a different month. So that's why I had a different theme. But that is basically it, you guys. Again, this was probably some of my most creative journaling / planning. So I really enjoyed the month of July. I love the tip-ins, everything. Just everything was like perfect. And maybe it was because I was on vacation, so I was at peace. So I was able to plan exactly how I wanted to plan. But yeah, that is everything. And I'm sorry if I sound a little tired. It's because I am. But I appreciate you for being here with me. I hope you take the time to like this video if you like the video, or hear me out. Feel free to dislike the video if you dislike the video. It's whatever, bro. I hope you stay safe and you stay creative. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Bye.